Okay, Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to yet another show and tell. The live, all fun, all everyone from around the world engineering show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Today we have a special guest, two engineers, not just me, but Naomi from the Python Software Foundation, Pythonista extraordinaire, has dropped in and is going to be just watching what people are making. And if it's got Python in it, she's going to be extra happy.
I love Python and things.
And then if it's not Python, she's still going to be happy because she's understanding and welcoming of all types. Okay, we're going to kick off with some Adafruit folks. Everybody else, just mute your mic till we call on you, and we'll get out of here at 7:50. Let's start off with JP. What's your game in here?
Hey, all right. So what we're working on this week is actually something that goes way back to the early days of graphics and gaming, which is dealing with limited color palettes. So I think you can see here I've got a couple of Pi gamers, and they're running the same game. They're running Trash Panda, but you'll notice that this one is running in sort of a monochrome green screen, reminiscent of like my old Apple II monitor, instead of the usual color palette that we're used to seeing pretty much from all MakeCode games. And then here's another one. I'm going to restart this one. And this one's running a crazy palette that I made.
I like this like psychedelic, like 80s, 90s neon style.
And this one actually encompasses colors that are really useful for Adafruit characters, like our Circuit Playground characters, and doing LEDs. I wanted to have a pure yellow in there, and a purple, and a magenta, and I've got a gray in there. And so if I switch over to, let me show you my monitor real quick. Let's see. Whoa. There we go. And it wants to give me an echo. There we go. So what you'll see here is this is a session of MakeCode Arcade, and I've got the typical palette, and that's what the default is in the game, in all the games that you use. And then what I'm going to show on the show tomorrow is how to customize that so that in this example, I've got the same graphic, but you'll notice I have a totally different palette set that I created. That's just
amazing. How did you do that?
Well, tune in tomorrow and you'll find out. But
I will.
it's in a settings file for the PXT, and then here is the psychedelic one I mentioned. So you'll notice some really familiar blues here from the Adafruit logo, and some character colors, and some sort of pure neo-pixely types of colors. And I wanted a gray because gray is great, and it's good for backgrounds, especially if we have orange in there. So this is sort of a next level customization, and eventually I think you'll be able to do this from a UI inside of MakeCode Arcade. They'd like to make that a selectable, with a color wheel, and just say, here's my palette for the game. And then that's something you'd use throughout the game, or you can do more sophisticated things like dynamically load palettes depending on what you're doing. So an intro could be in one set of colors, and then the gameplay could be in another. You could change them over the course of the
like Underworld versus the sand level versus the water level, different color sets.
Yeah, if you think about Mario games, there would be total palette swaps when you go into like a snowy environment, and a different palette swap. We still only had 16 color, 15 really. We have one for transparency, but it's a real efficient way to change out the color space of the level that you're in. So super cool stuff, and getting us back to basics in gaming. So I'm going to show that tomorrow on the show. So tune into John Park's workshop.
Exciting. And then next week, Ask and Drew will be JP's unboxing of AdaBox 12. What is it? Can't tell you. It's a secret, but tune into the unboxing. So it's going to be all JP all the time.
Tune in.
Next week.
Unbox some stuff.
All right, thanks. He's going to unbox his brain. All right, next up, Brent, who's right over there. What are you up to?
Hello. I'm up to more Pygamer stuff and also pybadge stuff. So last week I showed off the cursor. So within CircuitPython, I made a cursor class. And this week we have a cursor manager. So the hardware on your pybadge or your Pygamer can connect to a cursor class, which can move a cursor on your screen. But you can also do more things with it. So this is actually, it's really blurry because my camera's not focusing. But it's Davis Dill's Choose Your Own Adventure code. And you can click the button on the code to advance the tiles. So this is all in CircuitPython. And if you're building a game in CircuitPython, you can use your cursor or your joystick to change different... It's hard to get right on track. let's move it down. Yeah. So you can like make your own user interfaces, or you can make your own games, and it's a good way to kind of define things around your like CircuitPython sketches and programs.
For a mouse or touchscreen, you can just use
No
the
touch.
Great. All right, well,
Yeah,
that's cool.
We'll talk about this on the show because this is relevant to your interests, maybe. Remember HyperCard and Logo. And so with CircuitPython and these devices, what we're doing is remaking some of those ideas.
Oh, very cool.
So, but with modern stuff. So the HyperCard-like functionality is really a JSON file that has the buttons and the backgrounds, and now we added a cursor. So we were joking in our staff meeting that we're going to be able to remake Encarta CD-ROMs with Python and just have but anyone can do it. So we'll show some demos off later.
Cool.
But we're trying to bring back that HyperCard like joy that people had when they were making, like, oh, I made a recipe book on my own, but using Python to do that. So thank you, Brent.
All right, thanks, Brent. All right, so check that out in GitHub, coming soon to the Python bundle.
Okay.
All right, next up, let's go to Melissa.
Hello.
Hey, Melissa. Oh, you're muted.
Hi.
Okay.
I unmuted then remuted. First of all, I was at Teardown this last weekend up in Portland, and while I was there, I decided to update my pybadge to have a little image on there.
To the right, you see the Adafruit.
And yeah, it almost has like a holographic effect when you move the screen. But I think that's just like unintentional part of the way the LCD works. So another thing, while I was there, I took some workshops, and one of the things that I got to do is program. I'll start with this one. Little FPGA stopwatch here, and you can. Oops, I'm holding it upside down. Can it start?
Okay.
Then you can stop it. Hit that button to reset it.
That's cool.
So that was a really fun one. Another FPGA workshop we did is the FOMU here. And this was the dev board that we did in the workshop. And it's actually capable of running MicroPython on here. And I believe they're going to be putting CircuitPython on as one of the next additions to it. For the production one, they're shrinking it down to this size. So
Don't eat by accident.
yeah. So just to fit right into a USB port. And then in another workshop we did, we went and we soldered together this board, and it is basically running with an NRF 52840, and it's all through hole except for a few of the components on there. And it exposes some of the additional pins up here at the top that were not available on the Feather.
That's cool.
That's cool. Is there CircuitPython for that as well?
Yes, it's running CircuitPython.
All the CircuitPython. So it's just a CircuitPython badge thing. Okay, you've got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, folks can check the newsletter, and then also Melissa's been working on circuitpython.org/Blinka. Check out the Raspberry Pi 4 that just made it there, and then you're working on the Dragon board next. Is that?
Yep, I'm writing up the guide now.
All right.
Yay, dragons!
It's working on there now in Blinka, so if you have a Dragon board, feel free to use it, but be careful that it has only 1.8 volt logic, so you'll probably need to use a logic level converter.
Yeah, we will be using the built-in alert warning feature on learn.adafruit.com.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Warning.
Right.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Next up, Noe+Pedro. What you printing this week?
Hello,
Hey, guys.
everybody. So this week we have an update to the pybadge case. So super awesome. But after a conference, you want to turn into an awesome gaming device and do that. You can get these comfy buttons on there. So we have these geometry to hold the thumb pad and the A and B button. And then wanted to demo it with the No+Friendo that Lamar ported over. Super cool for loading the ROMs in there. It even has menu to save and load your ROMs. So that's awesome. And then last minute after we had finished the guide and posted everything, wanted to play this like and open areas, but it was always so loud. So I added a little slide switch here. So it swaps between the little speaker that we have on the back here and then the built-in buzzer speaker. So you can have a little bit less annoying when you're out in the area. It's I think it's like a 5-piece design. So most of these glue on to the top of the front case here. And it works with both the LC model and the non-LC model that has all the headers and connectors. And then it also has a different model that has the headers opening. I think I said it to you guys there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice little case that's super slim, has the Ninjaflex buttons on there, prints in ABS or PLA as well. And it's a nice little way to enclose, have everything, make sure no crust gets onto your awesome little gaming device.
Nice.
And check out the guide and all the files for all that. We did a whole hour on 3D Hangouts that shows some of the CAD techniques that we used in designing this.
People are loving these cases. And now everybody has the DuckTales theme stuff in there. DuckTales.
Only took 20-something years to get it out of your head, and now it's back.
Now it's back.
Well, the new season is really good. You should check out. And then one thing I kept forgetting to talk about in the video or the guide is that directional buttons work on this. So showing that off in Make.
Diagonals.
Yeah, so that works.
Some nice sprite moving action there.
Yeah, thanks to JP's Make Code Minute.
Yeah,
I put this one together using
super cool.
kludging all of his knowledge together.
That's what game design's all about. All right, sweet. Well, everybody check out. Well, you guys had a 3D Hangouts today. It's recorded, and more stuff coming out this summer.
Thanks, folks.
All right, thank you, Noe+Pedro. All right, Mike B.
Hi, guys. So, as promised, I finally finished my game for the Pi Gamer, and it also I just changed the board definition in Arduino, and it just works on the pybadge. Very nice. So I'm going to try to screen share and show.
It's impossible for you to play it live because you have to be like, you can't have it facing out because it's like backwards.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
I don't think you screen shared. Believe it
There.
or not.
Oh, there you
are.
go.
Yeah. Now you're here.
So what's going on here?
So there's a little ball at the bottom of the screen, and you want it to bounce on these little moving platforms. So you use the accelerometer to move the ball to the left and to the right. And every time you hit a platform, it bounces. So you want to keep hitting platforms, and it gives you points. And there are colored platforms. There might be one towards the end here that give you extra capabilities.
Oh,
There's one, the red one.
Ooh.
It gives you a boost.
Boost.
All right.
Oh,
So,
man.
Yeah.
But do you have you have to paid editions? So people
In-app purchases.
in-app purchases,
Yeah.
they can upgrade their bouncing ball.
No, this is all free, all open source.
If you get 5 ADA coins and then you can for $5, then you can spend them to boost your gravity ball.
Well, I put a couple hints.
There's ideas.
There's a full tutorial in the Adafruit learning system. You can go and you all can put your own things in it. There's a couple of things you might want to do. You can use sideways acceleration to maybe get the ball higher. There's lots of buttons. It's just a fun little game that's fairly easy to understand the code, and you can change it up yourself.
Yeah, I like it. It's very simple. It's it's physicsy, but it's not a lot of code, and it's in C, and some people, they want to see what that's like to write a code, a game in C.
Yeah, it uses the Arcada library that you did for Arduino that makes gaming really easy, especially if you used Adafruit GFX library for the display. Yeah. And if anybody's having problems with the tone library, Lamore's going to fix it, but I put a little manual kind of generate tones just using microsecond delays and stuff to generate a waveform. So you can see how to do that. It's at the bottom of the code.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Okay.
All right, I think we got to all the
We got to the Adafruit book, so we're going to go to Zen, and then we'll go to Coding Pro, and then Inferno for you. So let's start with Zen.
There's also Richard.
There's Richard. So
Okay.
sorry, Zen, Richard, then.
Okay, Zen, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Can you see me?
Yeah,
Yep.
you've got some
Oh, okay.
yellow.
So today's Goodwill find was a little toy with a bunch of buttons that my wife and I decided we would send to our grandchild and use the Audio FX soundboard to then generate things that it said. Oh, you have to turn it on.
Yes. That's a nice big heart.
Marla, do you like jumping in puddles?
And
Marla, can you count to 10?
Oh, it says count. Can you count to 10?
yeah, and
Yay! It's Marlo June.
so it's our
Hi,
voices,
Marlo.
you know, to little Marlo. And the nice thing is that each of the buttons, because they use the random function, then will play different things each
Oh,
time.
nice. So it's going to be more it's like you can play with it for quite a while. And
Yeah, and
Okay.
and actually this is the second one. I sent her one already, and she talks to it. They're a good 300 miles away, and so for us, we don't get to visit her, but she gets to hear our voice and all that sort of stuff. It was just fun to do, and I'm spending my other programming time. I'm switching to CircuitPython, and that is exciting to me. I mean,
awesome.
so I mean, not obviously with this, but with my other bigger projects, I'm well into it.
You can do like wave playback, and like it's stored on disk, so you can do some pretty intense wave playback. That might actually be a good project to start with. If not that this one's done, you should send it. But
I'm going to
do an audio project.
Send that. But the other part of it is I'm working on a bigger project that's uses for a friend who does circuit bending to do sampling and just be able to sample, put in an SD card and have it send the samples directly to the circuit keyboard. Anyway, fun stuff.
So email support at Adafruit. We'll send you an as seen on the show and tell sticker. Maybe you can.
I have in the past and haven't gotten them, or
really.
I don't know. Maybe I'm Adafruit support, and I guess I'm not doing it right, or something.
You send them out. CCPT at Adafruit. I'll make sure you get it for sure.
Okay.
Send it out in an envelope. How's your mail system there? Do you get all your mail, or just like some of your mail?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make sure. I'll send it via trackable shipping. And thanks for showing this. This is one of the surprises that we've seen. Grandparents making or hacking electronics, putting their own voice for their grandchildren. This isn't the first one we've seen. This is actually becoming a popular thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2019 is not the way I expected it was going to turn out. Yeah. There's lots of things that didn't work out in 2019, but a lot of things that did. And I'm just starting to see people do this. They're like, oh, I wanted to have something for my grandkids so they could have a toy and hear our voice and do all these different things. So this is really neat. I'm looking forward to what you're doing with the next round when you learn CircuitPython, to take a look at the Neo Trellis projects, because that's basically just button mashing that plays sounds.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, next up, Richard.
Richard, how you doing?
Hey, good to see you again.
Hey guys, so I wanted to show off a project I've been working on. I've shown off my mini smart home with the microbit. So this is the newer version with the Cricket feather wing, and using an ESP, the Huzzah ESP8266 chip. So I have this actually running MQTT, but it's not running through Adafruit IO. It's running through a local server. So this is all running locally. It's not even touching the internet for anything. You can port forward MQTT to do that. So I can control the fan over here. I can turn that on and off.
That's good.
I can control, I have 5 NeoPixels that I can control independently with turning on and off.
Yep.
And then also I can change the colors independently of each of those. But I can also, I have a master switch, so I can change all of the colors of everything all at once for the NeoPixels. I also have a door sensor here that allows me to sense if the door is open or closed. and a couple of other sensors. But this right here is a servo set up to be a door lock. So I'm going to hit the unlock, and it's just going to twist the servo to lock and unlock. So I'm going to show you guys the interface that this uses. Let me just screen share here. There we go. So this is Home Assistant, which is what I actually use for my smart home stuff. And it's totally on the Raspberry Pi. It's all open source and totally free. So with this, I can control all the lights. I can control the fan. There even is an option here to set the fan speed, although the computer fan doesn't really like any of the speeds except for high. But I'm also reading the light sensor, so you can see I'm putting my hand over it, and it's changing. And then if I move that door sensor, you can see it goes from open to close. And then also the motion sensor, I'm going to put my hand in front of it so it detects motion.
Nice.
So where this is kind of going is I wanted to do something that's a little bit closer to like a real smart home for people to program and do a more adult, like college level, high school level version of the smart home project I'm doing. So this allows you to, so it has configuration files that you have to put in. This is all through the browser. This one seems to have a little bit of time loading, but it also has Node-RED installed on it. So you can do automations with Node-RED, but even just the basic, in the configuration, we have automations and scripts. And they actually have a really nice GUI for being able to create different scripts based on sensors for automations. So I think this is going to be really cool. I'm hoping, I'm already starting to write a guide for it. I'm hoping to have it all set here in a couple of weeks and ready for anyone who wants to build it.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is so cool. I think this is the people want to do home automation starting with a small home is best. So email support@Adafruit. We'll send you out a sticker. It can go on your mini home.
All right.
All right. Yeah, Home Assistant, we keep seeing a lot of projects. I also
Yeah,
think
people like
a
Home
lot
Assistant.
of folks, they want to start some projects and they're like, I don't know if I want to put all this Google, Amazon, Apple stuff in my home. I'd rather build something so I understand it because, internet.
I'm really looking forward to tearing into the Raspberry Pi version of the Cricut board. So that way I don't even have to use like any other
Yeah.
hardware. I pop it right on the Raspberry
Yeah.
Pi.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Thanks so much, Richard.
All right, next up, Coding Pro.
Hello. So this week is Discord Hack Week. Have you heard about that?
No.
So it's just a contest by Discord where you can win a Hack Week T-shirt and a free Nitro for a year, where you can like submit bots, fan art, anything, or just.
You went
a lot
last
of
year
cool
because
stuff.
your shirt says Hack Week.
No, actually. So I'm going to tell you the story. So today I was just like, let's just go to Discord HQ because why not? So I just go over to Discord HQ and then they give me a Hack Week shirt. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Right. That was
Sweet, you scored.
That was the hack.
Yeah.
Just give me-
I already won the contest.
Yeah.
Without even submitting. But what I do have to show you is screen share. Share. Okay, can you see this page?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my new website for my bot. I completely coded it myself using, and I have scrolling text, and I basically made all this. I think I'm going to make this site open source. Let me see. I can show you the code.
And this uses Glitch to like set up
yeah.
server and.
Well, it's just for the
privileges
hosting
and
mostly, yeah.
moderation and stuff.
Glitch is useful, very useful. So like I have CSS, the different pages, and I'm using templating by the npm.js package called EJS. So like on my website, I have these things like how many servers I have and how many channels. But if you check inspect, it's actually just text. So right here, it's just text. It's not actually, so that's what templating with this thing does. So I can just put that in here by using these cool tags, and it's really useful to connect the back end to the front end with.
All right. Well, good luck
stuff,
with
yeah.
submitting your channel bot, and I hope you win. Come
Yeah.
by.
Thank you.
Let us know next week if you won Nitro.
You already got the shirt.
You got a shirt, but maybe there's more.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, a second shirt.
A second shirt.
All right.
Okay.
Good
All right.
stuff.
Thank you, Coding Pro.
Thank you. Bye.
And last up, Inferno
Yeah.
for you. If you could show your stuff off in like a minute and a half, we can get to you. Inferno for you. Are you there?
I see.
Inferno for you.
I saw some electronics.
Oh,
Okay.
Inferno?
Wait.
I'm going to give Inferno another couple tries, and then I'm going to call it. All right. That is our show and tell this week.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
We're here every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, Naomi, for being our
my
guest on
pleasure.
this. Thank
Inferno
you.
Week. Come by next week when you've got your video working all good.
Thanks for making this the best half an hour of our week, every single week, everybody. Next week, JP is doing the AdaBox unboxing. However, we're still going to have the show and tell. So show
Come
up.
on by.
Show up, and if you have an AdaBox, share some of the projects you're
Yeah.
doing.
If you have gaming projects that you built
And
or other AdaBox projects or previous AdaBox projects.
Ask an Engineer starts in 1 minute.
All right. See you,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.